Speaker is from Keith. Keith sends in today's confession. Father Simon, the assembled collective of judicial dispensation. My confession dates back to the early 70s when I was in my first year of sixth form at school. It was the summer term, and back then we had proper summers. Not like the rubbish you get these days. Endless days of boiling hot sunshine, and the day in question was no exception. It was a corker. Now, lunchtimes at school were invariably spent out on the playing fields with my mates playing football using our blazers for goalposts. However, one of our gang discovered a full-size croquet set in the groundsman's shed. At the front of the school was a large flat lawned area perfect for laying out a croquet pitch. Now, you may think Father Simon and Brother Matt will already have tutted to this effect, that this sounds a bit posh. However, nothing could be further from the truth. As being the local comprehensive, it was full of a complete mishmash of reprobates from the local neighbourhood. So once again, Brother Matt's class analysis fails him spectacularly.
Very much in my place, though.
Back in the 70s, everyone had a croquet lawn.
Did they really?
That's
in their proper summers.
And their blazers for goalposts. To the uninitiated, Father Simon, the game of croquet involves hitting some solid balls using long wooden mallets through a series of metal hoops, and then finishing by hitting a coloured peg after the last hoop. I played it. It's great fun. In later years, my brother further explained the rules of the game, and it can be quite a tactical affair, taking quite a long time to complete. But for us, only having a lunch break to play the game, it was more of a straightforward race to win. As the days wore on, tactical advantages were sought, inasmuch as one of our groups smuggled one of the mallets into woodwork and sawed its handle in half. Pimp my mallet, as we would have said, if we'd heard of such a thing. Anybody using said mallet instantly had an excellent advantage, inasmuch as it was much easier to control, so there was always a rush to be the first to get the sawn-off mallet. On the morning of the day in question, I was pulled out of my school by my mum to attend a dental appointment. By the time I returned back to the school, I was very hot and sweaty as I'd had to run from the bus stop. But I was determined to get a game in before school resumed in the afternoon. The game was just being set out when I arrived, and amazingly, I managed to get hold of the shortened, sawn-off mallet. We played in pairs, taking alternate shots. I was partnered with my new girlfriend, Jessamine, at the time, and desperate to impress her, we set off around the course, soon establishing a commanding lead. She hit a great shot towards the last hoop, the ball finishing up smack in front of it, leaving me with a simple shot through the hoop, and then on towards the coloured peg to finish. Glory would be ours, and maybe Jessamine would give me a kiss. I crouched down using the shortened mallet, crowing to our opponents how easy this shot was going to be. I swung the mallet back and forth, pendulum-like through my legs. Very important to impress Jessamine. This was my opportunity. However, as you might imagine, disaster struck. As the mallet moved forward, it snagged in a clump of clover on the lawn in front of the ball, which meant I barely hit the ball, and it failed to go through the hoop. In a fit of rage, I swung the mallet down at the offending clover, this time using a golf club swing that Tiger Woods would have been proud of, to destroy it. But being a shortened club and having hot, sweaty hands, as I swung down and through, I lost grip on the mallet. It set off flying towards the school building, on the ground floor of which were some very, very large big glass windows. I would estimate maybe they're 10 foot square. The mallet had a perfectly weighted flight as it flew towards its destiny. Anybody who's watched the darts on television will understand where I'm coming for this. When the cameraman is filming, looking over the darts player's arms, showing how the dart creates a lovely arc as it travels towards the board. It seemed like my time stood still as it hit the beautiful etched window, smashing it to smithereens. My mate Tomo stood at my shoulder staring in disbelief before collapsing to the floor in fits of laughter, but then he always was a bit of a hooligan. The sound of such a vast window exploding into 1,000 pieces is one that has stayed with me. In the silence of my house, when I'm not listening to all my gold and jewellery gathering dust, I can hear it still. Thud, clang, splinter, tinkle. Well, I was obviously guilty. There was nowhere to hide. My parents were called down to the school later that day to discuss some form of financial compensation to the school, something which haunts me to this day, Father Simon, as we as a family never had much money to fritter away on such crazy pranks like this. And it is to them, Father Simon, I seek forgiveness from. Also Jessamine, as she left me for Grabber, the head boy, who was a no-good type who Matt really would dislike.
Okay.
Sincerely hoping you can issue your forgiveness in this matter. Message to your listeners: croquet is a violent game and should not be played by sweaty and delicate children. Well, I don't think we've had sport. We've often had sporting confessions, but we've never had a croquet confession. Nice mix there, Simon. Let's check in with, see what Sister Susie from the pub makes of that one from Keith.
Well, do you know what, Keith? I was on your side at the very start because I remember those summers when you were younger, when it was really
Proper
hot
summers.
all weekend, all summer, all weekend, all summer, and it was lovely. And you used to go on your bike, and I was like, I'm going to be on side with Keith. But then it's just not very nice. A fit of rage, also cheating. That's not good, is it? And, I just can't forgive you.
It was vandalism at the end there, but anyway, here's the brother from another gutter.
I'm not sure what the rules are on whether you are allowed to shorten your mallet when you're playing croquet, but I'm going to say you probably are. Because, I'm open to being corrected on this one, but I'm pretty sure it's fine. And certainly that's the way it's looking for me. And frankly, any confession where we manage to combine the twin arts of darts and croquet, definitely going to get my forgiveness. Okay. So, yes, forgiven.